Sometimes we get to a point where the life we're living feels just impossibly far from the one we always dreamed of. In this explainer, we're going to walk through that profound sense of loss and maybe find a quiet, courageous path toward a different kind of meaning. We'll start with a voice that might sound very familiar to some of you.
Broken dreams. More and more often, I am tormented by the thought that life has no meaning. Dreams will remain just a dream. Whatever I dreamed about, it is also a matter of how life turned out for you. And this eats me up a lot. You worked so that one day your life could be what you imagine it to be. And not only is it not like that, but you also realize how much you missed. But there is no going back. Everything is over. How to live the rest when there is no meaning anymore. There is no hope. Just everyday life. Get up, work, go to bed. Because even good work is meaningless without hope. A machine. What does it matter if there is nothing?
Those words, they carry so much weight, don't they? Before we can even begin to talk about moving forward, we have to just sit with that for a moment. We have to honor the pain of feeling completely stuck.
Let's be really clear, this isn't just having a bad day. This is a deep, bone-deep exhaustion that comes from years of trying, of putting in the work for a future that feels like it never arrived. It's the ache of a story that just didn't unfold the way you wrote it in your heart. And that exhaustion, it is so real and so valid.
You know, when someone gets to that thought, everything is over, the pain is really coming from two places. It's not just about what you missed in the past, it's about that suffocating feeling that the door to the future has been slammed shut and locked. It is completely understandable to feel empty, to feel like you're just a machine going through the motions.
Okay, now holding all of that pain, not pushing it away, just holding it, let's gently explore a crucial shift in perspective. This can be a real turning point in how we relate to this feeling of hopelessness.
This right here, this is so important. We have to separate the feeling from the fact. The sense that life has no meaning is an incredibly powerful emotional experience, for sure, but it is not a final judgment on your life. Think of it more like a signpost, not a destination.
So what if we could understand this feeling in a totally new way? What if what you're experiencing is actually grief? You are mourning a very real loss, the loss of a future you worked so hard for, a future you truly believed in. And when that grief goes unrecognized, it has a way of turning into what feels like hopelessness.
We tend to think that meaning has to be this huge, grand, all-encompassing thing, right? But what if it's not? What if, when we've lost it, it comes back to us in much smaller, much more manageable pieces? So the shift starts by just letting go of those massive, overwhelming questions about your entire life. Instead, we can zoom way in, just to today. What, in this one day, felt even a tiny bit more real? Maybe it was the taste of your coffee, a moment of quiet, a song that came on the radio. That's it. Here's another really powerful shift, and this one is about turning inward. When those external dreams feel broken, we can move the focus from what you want to achieve to who you want to be, right now, even within the life you have. Things like kindness, integrity, honesty, these are values you can live out in small ways, today.
You know, chasing happiness can feel like just another impossible chore on the to-do list. So let's change the goal to something much gentler. Can you find just one moment of relief today? One moment of being totally honest with yourself? Can you make one small choice that is completely and totally yours? That's where meaning starts to rebuild itself. So with that in mind, here are a few gentle questions you can ask yourself. And please, these are not a test. There are no right or wrong answers. They're just tools, really, to help you listen to yourself without any judgment. Sometimes, getting really specific can be so powerful. Is it a career that didn't happen? A relationship? Or maybe, is it the person you always thought you would be by now? Just naming the loss gives it a shape, and that allows you to actually grieve it. When everything feels kind of gray and numb, try to look for the absolute smallest flicker of feeling. Does a certain piece of music still get to you? The feeling of the sun on your skin? Maybe the presence of a pet? Don't dismiss these moments, no matter how tiny. They are threads connecting you back to the world and back to yourself. You know, sometimes the word hope just feels too heavy. It feels impossible. And if that's the case for you, that's okay. Just set it aside for now. What could you aim for instead? Maybe it's just a bit of self-care, or being really honest with one person about how you feel, or maybe just finding 5 minutes of quiet peace. These can be the stepping stones. And finally, We absolutely have to talk about what to do when this pain feels unbearable. It is so important to recognize when the weight is just too much to carry by yourself. If you ever get to a place where your thoughts turn to not wanting to be here anymore, or not seeing any reason to keep going, it is essential to understand what that thought really means. Please hear this. Thinking this way is not a sign of weakness. It's not a character flaw. It is a sign that the pain has become greater than your capacity to hold it all on your own. Reaching out to a psychologist, a therapist, even a trusted person in your life, that's not giving up. It's finding a partner to help you carry the load. It can be a true lifeline. So I'll leave you with this one last question. Forget about trying to force open a door or a window. For now, just look for the first, smallest crack where a little bit of air might get in. What could that be? A quiet moment? A gentle question to yourself? One single conversation? That right there, that's where the air and a new kind of meaning can start to find its way back in.